The Merit and Virtue of a Dharma Teacher. Chapter 19. Then the Buddha said to Bodhisattva Mahasattva ever vigorous, "If good men or good women uphold the Dharma Flower Sutra, whether reading it, reciting it, explaining it to others, or writing it out, they will attain 800 meritorious qualities of the eyes, 1,200 meritorious qualities of the ears, 800 meritorious qualities of the nose, 1,200 meritorious qualities of the tongue, 800 meritorious qualities of the body, and 1,200 meritorious qualities of the mind. These meritorious qualities will enhance and purify their 6 sense faculties. These good men or good women, thus purifying the physical eyes they have had from birth, will see all the mountains, forests, rivers, and seas, both within and beyond the tricheliocosm, from the Avicii hell below to the summit of existence above. They will also see all the living beings therein, as well as their karmic causes and conditions, rewards and retributions, and the places of their next rebirths. All of these they will see and know. At that time, the world-honored one, wishing to restate his meaning, spoke in verse. Listen as I describe for you the merits gained by those who, with hearts free of fear, teach the Dharma Flower Sutra to the great assembly. Such people will attain extraordinary eyes with 800 meritorious qualities. As a result of this resplendence, their eyes will be especially clear and pure. With the eyes they were born with, they will see within and beyond the tricheliocosm, the mountains Meru and Sumeru, the ring of iron mountains, and other mountains, as well as their forests, and the waters of the great seas, rivers, and streams. From the Avicii hell below to the summit of existence above, all the living beings therein will be completely visible to them. Despite not having attained the heavenly eye, their physical eyes will have powers such as these. Furthermore, ever vigorous, if good men or good women uphold the sutra, whether reading it, reciting it, explaining it to others, or writing it out, they will attain 1,200 meritorious qualities of the ears. With their pure ears, they will hear all kinds of languages and sounds, both within and beyond the tricheliocosm, from the Avicii hell below to the summit of existence above. Sounds of elephants, horses, cows, and carriages. Sounds of sobbing and sighing. Sounds of conches, drums, bells, and handbells. Sounds of laughter and talking. Sounds of men, women, young boys and young girls. Sounds of Dharma and non-Dharma. Sounds of suffering and joy. Sounds of common people and sages. Sounds of happiness and unhappiness. Sounds of gods, dragons, yakshas, gandharvas, asuras, garudas, kinnaras, and maharagas. Sounds of fire, water, and wind. Sounds of hell beings, animals, and hungry ghosts. Sounds of bhikshus and bhikshunis, and sounds of shravakas, pracheka Buddhas, bodhisattvas, and Buddhas. In short, although they have not yet attained the heavenly ear, having purified the ordinary ears they have had from birth, they will completely hear and know all sounds within and beyond the tricheliocosm, They will thus distinguish a multiplicity of sounds without any impact on their hearing faculty. At that time, the world-honored one, wishing to restate his meaning, spoke in verse. The ears these people have had since birth are pure without defilement. With their ordinary ears, they hear sounds throughout the tricheliocosm. Sounds of elephants, horses, carriages, and cows. Sounds of bells, handbells, conches, and drums. Sounds of lutes and zithers. Sounds of pipes and flutes. And sounds of clear, pure, fine chants. They hear these but are not attached to them. Hearing the sounds of numberless kinds of people, they are able to comprehend them all. They also hear the sounds of the gods, the subtle, wonderful tunes of their songs. They hear the sounds of men and women, and the sounds of young boys and girls. From the mountains, streams, and deep ravines come the sounds of the Kalavinka, the jiva-jiva, and other birds. They hear all such sounds and calls. They hear myriad cries of misery and pain from those being tortured in the hells, howls of hungry ghosts, famished and thirsty, as they seek for food and drink, and the mighty roar put forth by all of the asuras as they dwell beside the sea, talking amongst themselves. In this way, those who teach the Dharma, dwelling peacefully in this place, hear these myriad sounds from afar, without any impact on their hearing faculty. Throughout the worlds in the 10 directions, birds and beasts call out to one another. Those who teach the Dharma can hear them, one and all. As for the sounds of speech, in all the Brahma heavens, the heavens of light sound and universal purity, up to the heaven of the summit of existence, Dharma teachers dwelling here can hear them, one and all. All the bhikshus and bhikshunis, whether they read or recite the sutra, or explain it to others, Dharma teachers dwelling here can hear them, one and all. Furthermore, all the bodhisattvas, reading or reciting the sutra, explaining it to others, or composing or compiling commentaries, all such sounds as these teachers hear them, one and all. The Buddhas, the great honored sages, who teach and transform living beings, expound the subtle, wonderful Dharma in the midst of great assemblies. Those who uphold the Dharma flower can hear them, one and all. Sounds within and beyond the tricheliocosm, from the Avicii hell below to the summit of existence above, these teachers hear them, one and all, without any impact on their hearing faculty. Since their ears are keen and sharp, they can discern them all. Those who uphold the Dharma flower, though yet to attain the heavenly ear, and merely using the ears they have from birth, have already attained such meritorious qualities. Furthermore, ever vigorous, if good men or good women uphold the sutra, whether reading it, reciting it, explaining it to others, or writing it out, they will attain 800 meritorious qualities of the nose. With their pure noses, they will smell all the various fragrances throughout the tricheliocosm, above and below, within and without. The scents of sumana, jati, malika, champaka, and patala flowers. The scents of red lotuses, blue lotuses, and white lotuses. The scents of flowering and fruit-bearing trees. The scents of sandalwood, agarwood, tamalapatra, and Tagara, and the scents of 10 million kinds of blended incense, whether powdered in pellets or in paste. Those who dwell in this place and uphold the sutra can distinguish all of these fragrances. Furthermore, they can distinguish the scents of living beings, including the scents of elephants, horses, cattle, and sheep, the scents of men, women, young boys, and young girls, and the scents of grasses, trees, thickets, and forests. They can smell all these scents, whether near or far, distinguishing them without mistake. Although those who uphold the sutra dwell here, they can smell the scents enjoyed by the gods in the heavens. The scents of the Parijataka and Kovidara trees, as well as the scents of the Mandarava, Mahamandarava, Manjushaka, and Mahamanjushaka flowers, and the scents of sandalwood, agarwood, various kinds of aromatic powder, and blended floral scents. Even when these heavenly scents combine in fragrant blends, those who uphold the sutra can discern each individual scent. Furthermore, they can smell the scents of the gods. They can smell the scent of Lord Chakra, who is the god Indra, as he indulges in the 5 desires or in the pleasures of play in his supreme palace, or his scent as he expounds the Dharma for the gods of the Triyastrimsha heaven in the wonderful Dharma hall, or his scent as he plays in his gardens, as well as the scents of other gods and goddesses. All of these they can smell from afar. In the same way, they can smell even the scents of gods from the Brahma heavens, all the way up to the summit of existence. They can also smell the incense burned by the gods, the scent of Shravakas, the scent of Pracheka Buddhas, the scent of Bodhisattvas, and the scent of Buddhas. All of these scents they can smell from afar, knowing where they come from. In smelling these fragrances, their smelling faculty is not impacted and does not err. Should they wish to describe all of these scents to others, their memories would not fail them. At that time, the world-honored one, wishing to restate his meaning, spoke in verse. The noses of such people are pure, so that throughout this world, whether things are fragrant or fetid, they can discern them all by scent. Sumana and Jati, Tamalapatra and sandalwood, agarwood and tagara, various flowers and fruits, various living beings, men and women, those who teach the Dharma, though far away, discern where these are by scent. The great and mighty wheel-turning kings, the minor wheel-turning kings and their sons, and their ministers and palace attendants, these teachers discern where they are by scent. The exquisite jewels worn on the body, the treasures hidden in the earth, and the wheel-turning king's cherished maidens, these teachers discern where they are by scent. From all the fine things adorning them, their clothing, jeweled necklaces, and various fragrant ointments, these teachers can discern people by scent. Whether the gods are walking, sitting, playing, or magically transforming themselves, those who uphold the Dharma Flower Sutra discern them all by scent. The myriad trees, flowers, and fruits, and the aroma of clarified butter, those who dwell here and uphold this sutra discern where they are by scent. The sandalwood trees blooming in the deep recesses of the mountains, and the beings dwelling therein, these teachers discern them all by scent. Whether beings dwell in the ring of iron mountains, in the great seas, or hidden in the earth, people who uphold the sutra discern where they are by scent. When male and female asuras, together with their retinues, amuse themselves with fighting, these teachers discern them all by scent. When lions, elephants, tigers, or wolves, wild oxen, water buffalo, or other animals roam in places wild and dangerous, these teachers discern where they are by scent. When a woman is heavy with child, yet does not know whether it is a boy, a girl, a genital, or even a non-human, these teachers discern this all by scent. By their power to differentiate scents, they know when the woman first conceived, whether or not the fetus will develop, and whether she will safely bear a blessed child. By their power to differentiate scents, they know what is in the minds of men and women, including their defiled desires, ignorance, or hateful thoughts. They also know who cultivates goodness. When treasures are hidden in the earth, whether gold, silver, precious jewels, or objects stored in bronze vessels, these teachers can discern them all by scent. When the value of various jeweled necklaces cannot be ascertained or appraised, these teachers can determine their value, origin, and location by scent alone. All the flowers in the heavens, including the Mandarava, Manjushaka, and the Parijataka trees, these teachers can discern them all by scent. The palaces in the heavens, whether superior, average, or inferior, and their adornments of myriad jewels and flowers, these teachers can discern them all by scent. In the gardens, groves, supreme palaces, pavilions, and the wondrous Dharma hall, whenever the gods amuse themselves, these teachers can discern them all by scent. Whether the gods are listening to the Dharma or enjoying the objects of the five senses, as they come and go, walk, sit, or recline, these teachers can discern them all by scent. As goddesses dressed in garments, adorned with fine flowers and fragrances, stroll about and amuse themselves, these teachers can discern them all by scent. Ascending by stages in this way, up to the Brahma heavens, when the beings there enter or emerge from dhyana, these teachers can discern them all by scent. Whenever beings are born into or fall from the heavens of light, sound, and universal purity, and all heavens up to the summit of existence, these teachers can discern them all by scent. Wherever the bhikshus, ever vigorous in the Dharma, are sitting or walking, reading or reciting the sutras, or single-mindedly sitting in meditation, at the foot of trees in the forest, those who uphold the sutra can discern their presence by scent. Bodhisattvas of solid resolve, whether sitting in meditation, reading, reciting, or explaining the Dharma to others, these teachers can discern them all by scent. Wherever the world-honored ones, revered by all living beings, compassionately teach the Dharma, these teachers can discern them all by scent. When living beings in the Buddha's presence hear the sutras and respond with joy, then cultivate according to the teachings, these teachers can discern them all by scent. Though yet to attain the bodhisattva nose, arising from non-outflow dharma, those who uphold the sutra already possess such abilities of the nose. Moreover, ever vigorous, if good men or good women uphold the sutra, whether reading it, reciting it, explaining it to others, or writing it out, they will attain 1,200 meritorious qualities of the tongue. Whether something tastes good or bad, whether it is delicious, disgusting, bitter, or astringent, when touching their tongues, it will acquire a superior flavor like heavenly ambrosia. Everything will taste delicious. If they use their tongues to deliver lectures to the great assembly, their voices will be profoundly wondrous, touching the hearts of the multitude and bringing joy and happiness. Furthermore, Shakra, the Brahmas and other gods and goddesses, hearing the teachings expounded systematically in profoundly wondrous voices, will all come to listen. All the dragons, female dragons, yakshas, yakshinis, Gandharvas, female Gandharvas, Asuras, female Asuras, Garudas, female Garudas, Kinnaras, female Kinnaras, Maharagas, and female Maharagas will all draw near to these Dharma teachers in order to hear the Dharma, and will reverently make offerings to them. The bhikshus, bhikshunis, upasikas, upasikas, kings, princes, ministers, and their followers, minor wheel-turning kings, and great wheel-turning kings, with their 7 treasures, 1,000 sons, and their inner and outer retinues, will all come here in their palaces to listen to the Dharma, because these bodhisattvas are so skilled in teaching the Dharma. Brahmanas, lay people, and citizens of the country will follow these bodhisattvas to the end of their lives, serving and making offerings to them. Furthermore, Shravakas, Pracheka Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and Buddhas will always be happy to see them. Wherever they are, the Buddhas will turn toward them, directly expounding the Dharma. These teachers will then uphold all of the Buddha Dharma and teach the Dharma with profoundly wondrous voices. At that time, the world-honored one, wishing to restate his meaning, spoke in verse. The tongues of such people are so pure that they never taste foul flavors. All of the food they eat turns into ambrosia. With profound, pure, and wondrous voices, they expound the Dharma to the great assembly. Using causes, conditions, and analogies, they guide the minds of living beings who, upon hearing them speak, rejoice and make fine offerings to them. With reverence and respect, gods, dragons, yakshas, asuras, and other beings come together to hear the Dharma. Should those who teach the Dharma want their wondrous voices to fill the tricheliocosm, they will carry as far as they wish. Wheel-turning kings, great and minor, and their thousands of sons and retinues, with palms joined and minds reverent, always come to listen and receive the Dharma. Gods, dragons, yakshas, rakshasas, and pishachas, too, with happy hearts, always delight in making offerings. Brahmas and Mara kings, the gods' sovereign ease and great sovereign ease, and all the multitudes of gods always come before these teachers. All the Buddhas and their disciples, hearing the Dharma from these teachers, are ever mindful and protective of them, and at times appear before them. Furthermore, ever vigorous, if good men or good women uphold the sutra, whether reading it, reciting it, explaining it to others, or writing it out, they will attain 800 meritorious qualities of the body. They will attain bodies as clear and pure as Vaidurya, which living beings will take delight in seeing. Because their bodies are pure, living beings throughout the trichiliocosm, at the time of birth or death, whether superior or inferior, attractive or ugly, or born in a good or bad state of being, will appear in their bodies. These teachers' bodies will reflect the images of the ring of iron mountains, the great ring of iron mountains, Mount Meru, Mount Mahameru, and the other mountains, as well as the living beings therein. Images of everything and everyone, from the Avicii hell below to the summit of existence above, will be reflected. Images of Shravakas, Pracheka Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and Buddhas will also be reflected in their bodies as they expound the Dharma. At that time, the world-honored one, wishing to restate his meaning, spoke in verse. If people uphold the Dharma flower, their bodies will be extremely clear and as pure as Vaidurya. Living beings will all take delight in seeing them. As a pure, bright mirror reflects physical images, the bodhisattvas display within their bodies everything there is in the world. They perceive clearly, whereas others do not. The images of all classes of living beings within the trichiliocosm, be they gods, humans, asuras, hell beings, ghosts, or animals, are reflected in their bodies. Images of the palaces of the gods up to the summit of existence, the ring of iron, Mount Meru, Mount Mahameru, and the waters of all the great seas are all reflected in their bodies. Images of all Buddhas, Shravakas, and Bodhisattvas, who are sons of the Buddhas, whether alone or in a crowd, appear within as they teach the Dharma. Although they have yet to gain freedom from outflows and the wondrous bodies of the Dharma nature, within their pure ordinary bodies, everything appears without exception. Furthermore, ever vigorous, after the Tathagata's parinirvana, if good men or good women uphold the sutra, whether reading it, reciting it, explaining it to others, or writing it out, they will attain 1,200 meritorious qualities of the mind. With their pure mental faculties, when they hear even a single verse or a single sentence, they will comprehend countless, limitless meanings. Understanding these meanings, they will then be able to expound on a single sentence or a single verse for as long as a month, 4 months, or even a whole year. All the Dharma that they teach in its meanings and principles will be entirely consistent with ultimate reality. Whether they expound on secular classics and texts, the principles of conducting state affairs, or the various livelihoods, they will always accord with the proper Dharma. Throughout the trichiliocosm, they fully discern the intentions, mental activities, and deluded thoughts in the minds of all living beings in the 6 destinies. Although they have not yet attained non-outflow wisdom, their mental faculties will be pure like this. All of their thoughts, calculations, and pronouncements will be consistent with the Buddha Dharma. All will be true and real, and will be as stated in the sutras, taught by past Buddhas. At that time, the world-honored one, wishing to restate his meaning, spoke in verse. The minds of these people are pure, bright, sharp, and free of turbidity. With their wonderful mental faculties, they know superior, middle, and inferior dharmas. Hearing but a single verse, they thoroughly comprehend countless meanings and explain them in proper order according to the principles for a month, 4 months, or even an entire year. Inside and outside this world, all the living beings, be they gods, dragons, humans, yakshas, ghosts, or spirits, all those in the 6 destinies, and all their various thoughts, are known instantly by these people as a result of their upholding the Dharma flower. As the countless Buddhas in the 10 directions, adorned with the majestic hallmarks of myriad merits, expound the Dharma for living beings, these teachers hear it all and can uphold it. They ponder over countless meanings, and the Dharma they teach is infinite, without mistake or confusion from beginning to end, because they uphold the Dharma flower. They fully understand the characteristics of all phenomena and discern their sequence based on the sutra's meaning. Well versed in names and languages, they teach what they have understood. What these people teach is the Dharma of past Buddhas. Because they proclaim this Dharma, they are fearless amid the multitude. Those who uphold the Dharma Flower Sutra have mental faculties as pure as this. Although they have not attained freedom from outflows, they already have such qualities of mind. Such people, upholding the sutra, dwell peacefully on rare ground. They are cherished and revered with joy by all living beings. Because they uphold the Dharma Flower Sutra, they can, with tens of millions of skillful words, explain the Dharma thoroughly